Shalom. First and foremost, Salah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Kabar from the GMS Virginia camp coming at you with another short lesson that I pray that you find edifying. So I'm going to get into this article, and this is out of the Statistics Finland, and it was dated actually a few days ago, July 15th, 2020. And the title of it reads, UN meeting to consider speeding up the implementation of Agenda 2030 for sustainable development. Because if you've been keeping your ears to the news, there has been a great push on energy. There's a great push on energy. There's a great push on fuel, the elimination of so-called fossil fuels and renewable energies is a very hot topic that this devil is trying to push, and of course you're hearing a whole bunch of information about climate change and the weather, like as far as how hot it's been, and it's the worst heat ever, and all this information about weather and heat and climate change that fuels the opinions toward this man's agenda, or should I say these elites' agenda, and that is to cripple the people even more, because more and more people have gasoline engines, and more people rely on electricity, and more people rely on what they have, and this devil wants to cut it out. So this is just one cog in the big wheel that, these elites wants to take away from the people. So I'm going to the article. It's a relatively short article. And it reads, the UN will organize a summit considering the state of sustainable development and the speeding up of the implementation of the goals of the Agenda 2030 for sustainable development in New York on 7 to the 17th of July. So right now, this devil feels as though he's so far ahead of the game that he can actually forward his agenda by almost a decade. He actually is so prideful that he actually thinks that he can implement what he had planned for 2030 now. So of course, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to give him some room, to do some stuff. But, as the scriptures state, he's not gonna, his enterprise isn't gonna come to fruition, and I might get that later. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I remember, to grab that precept. All UN member states and international organizations participate in the meeting of the high-level political forum, HLPF, on sustainable development. And of course all these nations are there except you Israelites. So that's another way, to know that, these heathen have taken crafty counsel, to keep you Israelites down. Because everyone is there except you Jakes. Reading on. Because of the C demic. The meeting was exceptionally held mainly via remote access this time. At the HLPF meeting, an executive report entitled Voluntary National Review of Finland on the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, on the state of sustainable development in Finland and the implementation of sustainable development will be published. The compilation of the report was held by the Prime Minister's office. The statistical annex of the report, in quotes, Sustainable Development Goals, Indicators for Finland, compiled by the Statistics of Finland, contains all available Agenda 2030 indicated data for Finland. So of course, there's of course, this devil like to use specific areas, around the globe, like as a proving ground, to test to see how the people react and stuff of that nature. Finland will have a strong presence at the summit of the high level political forum, and that's that HLPF acronym that I was using. At the opening of the HLPF ministerial meeting on the 14th of July, Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin will give a speech, after which the results of the Finland's voluntary national review report will be represented. Statistics Finland's Directors General MAP, Marjo Brun, in turn, will present the compilation process of Finland's statistical annex at the VNR season on the 16th of July. According to the statistical annex, Finland has fared well in the international comparison in implementing sustainable development goals. Many of the goals related especially to health, social conditions are reached in Finland already, and in the 1960s, several other goals set for the 2030 will be reached by 2030. So Finland is like their golden child test bed, They use Finland as their, how should I say, their main their main test bed, so to speak. So they base a lot of things on what goes on in Finland. So reading on, Finland's key challenges are related to unsustainable production and consumption habits, combating climate change, and biodiversity loss. The compilation of the statistical annex have been an excellent example of ecosystem cooperation in the field of statistics. In total, nearly 30 other organizations have participated in the production of the data in the statistical annex. The operating model is an example of intensifying cooperation in the field of statistics, says Director General Marjo Brun. In Finland, the implementation of the statistical development is the responsibility of the central government under the leadership of the Prime Minister's office. Statistics Finland is responsible for monitoring, that is, the production of the SDG indicators. So, more or less, what this is saying is that these people were holding a meeting, to find out if they're able to move ahead with moving up their 2030 agenda before 2030. And they were using Finland as the model, as the base model on whether they can do that or not. And obviously, given the data that was given, uh, that they had from Finland, obviously, these people think that they can actually move forward with their agenda, you know? And so with that, I'm gonna break out a few scriptures and end this lesson off, and I pray that you find it edifying. So I'm gonna start off with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 10. And it reads, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself." Because when you look at what's going on around the world, a lot of people are starting to see what is going on. A lot of people who have been paying attention are starting to piece together, the collapse of the system that wouldn't otherwise collapse. Like, for example, they know that the food wouldn't collapse on a level as to which is collapsing on. They know that the water system wouldn't collapse on a level that it was collapsing on. For example, out there in California, um, if these elites wanted to really help the situation, they would have brought ships in that actually make their own water out of seawater into fresh water and actually, help build up the reserve water systems out there in California. But they're not doing that. Instead, what they're actually saying is the water's going low and we're not doing anything about it. And the people are starting to realize this, especially the people that have been paying attention to the so-called conspiracy theories and realizing that the conspiracy theories are actually facts. So, again, a lot of people are starting to wake up who 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 are heathens and of course, your Israelites as well, but a lot of the heathens are starting to wake up to how they've been duped or how they are continuously being duped out of the things that they take such great pride in, like their freedoms, their liberties, um, their white picket fence in a house, all of these things are going away. And the prophets are watching these things being decimated. And, and of course, happy are we to see the fall of our enemies. You know what I'm saying? So Esau is being made bare, and this devil don't have the time to wait to 2030, given the amount of information that's already out there, to wait any longer. You know what I'm saying? He has to make his move now, and plus, Salak, and plus also, I'm pretty sure that this devil is seeing, the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and as up in the heavens and signs and wonders in the skies and stuff like that. So, this devil knows that, you know, this devil knows that his time is short, you know. As a matter of fact, let me grab another scripture. Let me see. And this is out of Luke, Salak. So this is out of the book of Luke. Salakia, bros. Yeah, the book of Luke, chapter 8, in verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. You see, this devil has spent billions on hiding the truth, not only from the Israelites, but also from his own people. Not only did this devil hide who we were, in terms of our nationality and our power and our language, but he's also hid who they are from his own people. And now even his own people are starting to realize, hey, I am Esau Edom, and we're fucked. We're screwed based on what we did to these people. So a lot of this stuff is being made manifest in these latter days that, quite honestly, this devil has to move now and he's got to move quick. And another thing that you're actually starting to see is a lot of these representatives are so-called getting sick, so-called leaving, so-called running from the people, because that's what's going to happen in these end days. The people are going to get so mad and so upset with their so-called government that over here in Babylon the Great, as well as in other countries, these establishments are just going to collapse, you know, and you're going to actually have a situation of without rule of law, and you're going to get into the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16, 15, 9, and stuff like that, where, it's just going to be straight up anarchy out here, you know? So, if you don't have, the hedge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on you, man, I mean, hey, man, quite honestly, you're just going to be out there, So, reading on with verse number 17, and, Luke chapter 8 and verse 17, neither anything that hid that shall not be known and come abroad. So everything that's being hid is being made known. Like Agenda 2030. A lot of people are starting to realize that Agenda 2030 is their way of saying you will have nothing and like it. And what's going on now, like as far as the farmers, and what's going on right now with the farmers is a lot of farmers are starting to protest on what their agenda actually is, and that's to decimate the food industry, to create the famine. Now, don't get me wrong, all of these are through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Lord is making these things happen, but He's using these devils to do it, which is why these devils are going to be hated throughout all the world, Let me see if there's any more on that. Yeah, so that's it on that. So, yeah, man, it's gonna get real bad. It's gonna get real bad. Let me see if I want to grab one more precept. Let me see the book of Second Thessalonians. Let me see. Slop. Yeah, man, it's gonna get really bad out here, man. Where this devil is implementing his plans 8 years before time. 8 years before he actually wants to do it, because he knows that he had but a short time. He sees the uproars of the people. He sees, the chariots, and he sees the Israelites standing on the highways and byways prophesying. Well, should I say the men of GMS on the highways and byways prophesying, and those who teach the light doctrine. A lot of people are starting to really catch wind on the economical collapse, the food destruction, the home bubble, hey man, it's just out there, and time is running out on these devils that they got to move quick. Because if they don't move quick and these people gather themselves, they're not going to be able to forward their enterprise, Oh, speaking of which, I said I was going to grab that earlier. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can grab this other precept. Let me see. Second Thessalonians chapter 2. And let me see. In verse 8. Come. And then shall the wicked be revealed. And the wicked is revealed. Everybody knows that B. Gates and Schwab and all the elites have an agenda. And the agenda is the Agenda 2030. The agenda is to kill the power. The agenda is, to cut off the fossil fuel, the food, the water, the internet. Their agenda is to leave you people bare, to leave you with nothing, to make sure that at the end of the day, you come to them crying to get what they got, and ultimately that's to accept the Quran, because without faith, hey man, a lot of you Jake's gonna just take the Quran, especially a lot of you women. A lot of you women are just gonna be destitute, and a lot of you are just gonna bow down and take that MOTB, you know, which is this devil's ultimate goal, is to have everybody Frito Lay, you know. He wants everyone to have that Frito Lay in them. So, he's moving fast. He's moving very fast. Let me finish reading. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that's what's happening now. The prophets are out there on the highways and byways consuming this devil by the spirit of their mouths, bringing out these prophecies and these scriptures, letting these devil know that we see you, that we know what you are trying to do, We know what you're doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So we're breaking you devils down by our mouths. We ain't using no carnal weapons. We're not using any form of carnality. We ain't doing all of that. All we're doing is standing out there on the highways and byways in peace, preaching the scriptures and bringing out these prophecies. But when Yahweh Shah comes back, he's the one that's going to destroy you cardinally. He's the one that's going to destroy you with the brightness of his coming, So, brothers, stay spiritual in this, don't, what should I say? Don't fall into that cardinal game, in this cardinal world. I said I was going to grab this other scripture, Salak. So, yeah, so, I'm just moving in the spirit, bros. I didn't have anything specific. I'm just bringing this article out and just bringing out a few precepts. So, Salak. So this is the book of Job, and I'm gonna end it off on this, and it reads, the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, and this devil is crafty. He's crafty at what he's doing. Speaking of which, hold on a second. Let me get that definition, crafty. So this is Job 5 and 12. Salah. So I'm going to get the definition of crafty. So let's see. The book of Job. Again, bro, I didn't have this. Salakia. I didn't have this information. I didn't have this lesson pre-made with precepts. So Salakia, if I'm going slow with this. So crafty is H6175, and crafty is subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible, and that's what this devil is, sly. You know what I'm saying? He's crafty with his words. He's crafty with his lies. He's crafty with the way he moves. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll actually have you thinking that he's on your side. But meanwhile, the way that he moves is actually like the snake that was in the garden. You know what I'm saying? He's just waiting to find that right moment to just stick his fangs in you and just poison you, So that's how a snake moves. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the devil moves, craftily with a lying tongue, That's just how he moves. So going back, let me see, where was I? So going back, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And that's right. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to allow this devil to get to a certain level and then flip the switch on his ass, and just take it all away from him, Because As a matter of fact, Salak, there's another precept I want to get. Uh, the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 23. Because like I said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to let this devil get to a certain point before he actually pulls the carpet from under his feet. The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Shem Yahushua shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So just before this devil's about to cut that T-bone steak, and, dip it in his steak sauce and take the bite of it, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to cast this devil in his own devices. So, bros, all we have to do is depend upon Yahweh Shem Yahushua, believe in the names and have faith and do the work, you know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua said his men shall eat and he said that his servants shall eat and his servants shall drink and his servants shall sing for joy. And all we just got to do is do the work, have faith, and believe and pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushua take not his Holy Spirit from you. So I mean, just hold on, because there's a lot of demons out there trying to get you from stop doing the work, to try to divert your attention elsewhere. But once you start getting into the lessons and you start bringing the precepts out, those demons goes away. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, Yahweh Shem Yahushua it's the Lord talking through you, to bring out an edifying lesson. So with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakbadash, the one to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Kabar signing out with what I pray is an edifying lesson. And until the next time, Shalom.